So warm-up is going to be pretty simple. There we are. Warm-up's going to be pretty simple. We'll start with 1 minute of arm circles. You can do whatever style arm circle you like. So big circles forward, you can do small circles, whatever you'd like, you can mix and match. And then we'll get into a 5-minute AMRAP of our 10 rollover to V-sit, 10 prone scorpion, 10 down dog push-up, and then our 10 pogo to squat. Okay. Kind of walk us through once we get started, but we're going to start with our arm circles. We're going in 10. And go. You can always go front crawl too, and then you can go opposites. That's what Chris Bell likes doing. That's his specialty for arm circles. I heard the hamstrings are sore today. We're gonna get some more lunges in later. Good there, we'll start with 10 roll over to V-sit. Rolling over with the feet touching overhead or close to touching, and then feet apart and reaching in front. 10 reps. After 10 of your roll over V-sit, you'll have 10 prone scorpions laying on your chest. The dog's getting in the way there, Kevin. After your 10 prone scorpions, 10 down dog push up. Take your time on those. You'll push your head through your arms and then bring chest to ground. Can be done on the toes or the knees for the push up. Every rep, just try to push your butt higher in the air and drive your head further through your arms. And after 10 down dog push up, we'll have our 10 pogo to squat. Pogo to squat, you want to make sure you pogo close and the feet move back out to squat stance. You can also play around with like a sumo squat or a wider squat during the warm up here. After pogo to squat, we're back to the top to the rollover V-sit, prone scorpion, down dog push-up. Second round, I want you guys to move a little faster and get a little more range of motion. Just 1 minute left here. Final 10 seconds. Good there. Little break. We'll go over core and skill. And guys, we've been tossing around the idea of doing kind of a little mini at-home competition coming up. Something like 4 workouts to complete on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we'll have a trophy of some kind. So we're in the works on that right now. I was thinking maybe we could have a t-shirt that says something like "I survived." It's just a picture of a plate on it. I survived the at-home workouts. That's just plate good mornings. All right, so core skill here, we're gonna do a 6-minute AMRAP. We'll start with 15 reps each side of a side bend. That can be done with a dumbbell, a plate, whatever you'd like. Then 30 cross under crunch, and then 20 leg circles. We don't do the leg circles too much. I want to make sure you guys see those. For the side bends, whatever you like to hold. If you're holding a plate, set the side, down, and up, 15 reps. Cross under crunch, you'll go top of push-up. Knees gonna come under. 1, 2, so on. And then leg circles, we want to make sure we're in a hollow first, so press your lower back into the ground. Feet are together, kind of start here. Then we can go circles, small, close to the ground will be very tough, or bigger, higher is a little bit easier, okay? So again, the closer your feet are to the ground in a leg circle, the harder it is, but also the harder it is to keep lower back into the ground, okay? We'll start that in about 1 minute. For the leg circles, you'll do 10 reps one way, 10 reps the other way. Let me know if you have questions. Again, make sure you have an implement for your side bends. If you're able to increase the weight from last week, that would be ideal, but you may not have the equipment. All right, looks like we're just about ready. So again, 6 minutes, starting with 15 each side. Side bend, feet should be nice and close, and just work the range of motion down towards the knee and then back up. We're going in 10. and go. And I like to really try to feel a squeeze at the top of those obliques every rep. So that's something you can actually feel or just work to feel that. Again, 15 one side, 15 the other, and then you'll go into your 30 cross under crunch. Reps look good here. Nice control, nice range. Let's keep that up. Cross under crunch, make sure that upper back is active, really pressing through the shoulder blades. And then we can cross under to the elbow. And you can get a little rotation at the trunk here as the knee comes under. Nice streeter, very good. Leg circles, primary goal is lower back in the ground. Secondary will be keeping the legs straight. Again, that'll be 10 reps each direction. Take your time. I find if I go too quickly on those leg circles, my lower back comes off. It's really good, Nikki. Try to keep those legs straight, Rutger, best as you can. That's excellent too there, Mike. With our high school kids, I've had them do the whole alphabet with leg circles before. I'll have to do that here sometime. We could start with uppercase and then go into cursive. Once you finish, we do have about 3 minutes left. Should be able to chip away at the second round. And no rush here when you get to those final exercises. Just continue to take your time, see how far we can make it through. Nice job, Jill. Really work to keep those legs straight, Jelaine. That looks good, Kathy. Got 20 seconds left here. Here you go, Kayla. A couple more reps with straight legs there. 3, 2, 1, and good. Awesome job. I think that was a pretty tough core session. Little break here again, as always, and then we'll go over strength. If there's anything you guys want to see more of in core, let me know. Maybe more burpees in core. Okay, so today's strength, we're gonna start with an 8-minute EMOM, so just a little different format from last week. We're gonna pair an upper body with the lower body. So do an 8-minute EMOM. On minute 1, you'll complete 5 to 15 reps of your handstand push-up or your overhead press. Overhead press can be done with a plate, a barbell, dumbbells, whatever you have. Ideally, it's strict with no use of the legs, but if that's not possible, I understand. For handstand push-up, these can also be kipping, strict, whatever you'd like. But either way, I want to make sure you're doing a controlled descent. So if you are doing kipping handstand push-up, you can kip up, but then make sure it's a little bit slower on the way down before your head touches the ground. We'll do 5 to 15 reps. And if you were here last week or the week before, goal is to either increase the difficulty of the movement by adding weight or changing the variation, or doing an extra rep from last week, or even an extra 2 reps if possible. But that's minute 1. That'll likely take 20 to 30 seconds. You'll have 30 seconds or so to rest. And then minute 2, we'll do a straight leg glute bridge or just even a regular glute bridge for 30 to 40 seconds. You guys can kind of watch the clock on your own on that one and decide how long you'd like to go. But 30 to 40 seconds for that movement, you will lay on the backside. The straight leg glute bridge is going to be a lot harder. It's going to challenge the hamstrings more than the butt. But you just have a slight lean in and you go up here. Otherwise, you can go regular, squeeze your butt. Again, that's 30 to 40 seconds. You can always mix and match too. So if you want to do a couple with straight leg, a couple with bent knee, that's fine by me. Take about 2 to 3 minutes to warm up for this. Most of the time spent on the overhead press or handstand push-up. And then maybe you do a couple glute bridge holds to feel it out. So again, between 5 and 15 reps. If you've been in the higher rep range the last couple of weeks, like you're always hitting 15, try to find a way to make that movement harder by either adding weight or even just slowing down the tempo. So you could lower it slowly, or you could pause at the top, all sorts of different things.
Plate overhead press, do you need to take it down all the way to the waist, or?
For that one, you're just gonna go right to the chin, so I can show you. You'll just go right from here over.
Thank you.
Yep. Again, if that's really easy for you, make sure you do a little pause at the top every time. Oh, Mike's getting ready for the lunges already. Oh, it's looking ahead. Hopefully they feel good. Anytime we're doing glute bridging too, if you feel it in only your lower back, make sure you change the variation. So if you're doing the straight leg one, it just feels like your lower back's going to blow up. I would change it, build some more strength in the easier variation with the bent knee. If you get a little bit of low back, but you also feel hamstrings and glutes, that's totally fine. All right, we'll start our EMOM here in about 1 minute. Looks like we're all pretty close. We've got a bunch of quick trip breakfast sandwiches and yogurts in our Fit Aid fridge now. It's all we're surviving off of lately. The highest quality nutrition for IST. All right, here we go. 5 to 15 reps, handstand push-up or overhead press. Again, strict if possible. And go. That's good, Jelaine. Make sure you keep the belly tight on the press. We still have about 30 seconds until the next exercise. Going in 10. 2, 1, and go. So on that glute bridge, do your best to keep the belly tight as you drive the hips up. Again, our goal is 30 to 40 seconds on this. So let us know when we're at the 30-second mark. That's 30 seconds right there. And that's 40. You guys are good at that. That's awesome. All right, 3 more sets coming up. And go. Nice job, Kevin. Bars flying today. Good, Sherry. Keep that belly tight. Nice, Jill. It's really good. So I think that's a good weight selection too. Nice, Rutger. Going in 10 here. 2, 1, and go. It's really good, Nikki. We're 30 seconds in. And and 40. Third set coming up. Here we have 4 sets today. Small increase in volume from last week. And go. Remember, treat that press like any other movement. Explosive on the way up. Control on the way down. Just like you would a back squat, a bench press. Nice, Kathy. Going in 10 here. And go. Keep squeezing here. We're at 30 seconds right now. And that's 40. Last set coming up. Nikki's got some happy dogs right now. And go. Let's go big set here on the final one. Just keep thinking bar speed. Going in 10. Final glute bridge. And go. Belly tight, hips high. That looks good, Rucker. Good, Jill. That's 30 seconds. That's 40. Guys, excellent job there. We're going to do some kind of accessory movements now for the upper body. So we're going to do some tricep work, and then we're going to do some additional glute work. But 1 minute here right now to rest, recover, do whatever you need to do. And then we'll go over the second part of strength. Any comments on that one? Hopefully we got more reps than last week or went a little heavier.
I did strict, and that was definitely harder than, you know, a little dip.
Yes, for sure. And an extra set. So it should have been harder with a little more fatigue at the end. All right, so part 2 here, we'll do a set every 2 minutes for 3 sets. So you don't necessarily have to hold yourself to the EMOM window. But we're going to have the overhead tricep extension for 15 to 20 reps. It can be done with a plate, a dumbbell, a very light barbell. And then we'll do 12 reps each side fire hydrant. Fire hydrant, there is a couple things I want you guys to make sure you focus on when we get there. For the overhead tricep extension, you'll use your plate or dumbbells, or again, a barbell is fine as well, but the elbows should be pointed in as best you can. So the elbows are in, down and up, versus like this. So we'd want to avoid that. Although if that happens, that is still okay, but just do your best to keep straight ahead, up, and down. For the fire hydrant, we want to keep the belly tight and avoid any trunk rotation because we are trying to target the glute. So if you squeeze your belly the whole time, you'll be fine. On all fours, belly tight, knee out, back up. So you'll notice I don't have a ton of range right there. If I just go like this and I bend my arms and turn my trunk, right, I can get higher up, but that's not what I want today. I just want belly tight, out, and back in. Okay, and that'll be 12 reps one leg, 12 reps the other. It might take the full 2 minutes to get through that, but it's not necessarily a high stress movement, so that'll be okay. Probably, I don't know, 1 minute warm up here. Don't need too much. Again, it'll be 15 to 20 of the overhead plate tricep extension, and then 12 each side fire hydrant. The overhead's gonna be really warm for our lunges later. That's the good news. Oh, yeah, you can do this kneeling if you're gonna hit your ceiling with your implement. All right, like I said, pretty short warm-up time on that one. We're gonna get right into it. So again, you'll have 2 minutes for 15 to 20 overhead tricep extension. You can use whatever you'd like for that. Do your best to keep the elbows in. And then 12 reps each side fire hydrant, making sure belly is tight the whole time. Going in 10. And go. That overhead position is tough to keep the belly tight and the butt squeezed, but do your best. If you are doing this exercise lying on the ground, just do your best to only hinge at the elbow. Only the elbow. There you go, Rucker. That looks better. All right, keep that belly locked in on your fire hydrants. It might not feel like you're getting much range if you're like me, but just focus on no rotation at the trunk. If you don't feel anything in your glutes, you can always do a little pause at the top. That seems to help. Looks good, Jelaine. We have 30 seconds here. Remember, it's okay if this takes longer. Not too stressful. Not going to need too much recovery from it. A little bit slower there, Rucker, right? Set 2, we're going in 10. And go. Jill, try to finish with straight arms at the top. Yep. There you go. Awesome. Good, Sherry. Fire hydrants are trying to target similar muscle group that we do in something like a band walk. Muscles that don't get hit as easily with our other movements we have. We have about 20 seconds here until final set. And go last one here. Final set's a good time for extra reps. If you want more than 20, certainly feel free. Gonna add in a pause at the top if you can. Just a squeeze, really. Once you're done, short rest, grab a drink, all that good stuff. We'll go over the Metcon in a minute or two. As always, I'm open for comments on that, questions. All right, I'll go over the Metcon now. So today we're gonna have 21, 15, 9, a lot of glutes and a lot of shoulders. You're gonna start with 21. You're reps of the overhead plate reverse lunge on one side. Okay, it can be any side you like, but you're gonna stay on that side until you've done all 21 reps. You're then gonna do 21 reps on the other side, and then you'll go into 21 plate hang to overhead. Okay, I'll show those movements in a second. You'll then have 15 on the same leg you started with, 15 on the other leg, 15 plate hang to overhead, and then 9, 9, and 9. For the plate overhead reverse lunge, you'll have your plate in the overhead position. Now with this, if you're someone whose overhead position is really tough, you know this is going to be very hard for you, you're not sure you should do the overhead, I would say try to get through the 21s with your overhead, and then from there you can hold at the chest. If you're someone who's going to do that though, you kind of have to commit to that right away. I don't want you to get to the 15s and be like, oh, this is really hard, and then switch. So if you're someone who knows the overhead's really tough, just kind of pick that different style of workout or scaled option right now. But overhead plate reverse lunge, try to hold that plate in good overhead, locked out, backward step. Again, that's 1, that's 2. I'm doing all of my reps on the one leg, and then I get to switch to the other leg. For a hang to overhead, it's going to be wide stance, okay? Knees locked out, knees locked out. So it truly is glutes and shoulders today on this, and obviously heart rate as well. Let's practice those movements right now. If you have a barbell, I would go super light, probably empty bar for these movements. Okay,
How about
sorry, what's that?
dumbbells?
Dumbbells will be more challenging. They also should be very light. If you're going to go 2, like 10s or 20s would be at most overhead. And then for the hang to overhead, same thing, like 10-pound dumbbells probably. You could also just do dumbbells for the hang to overhead and a plate for the overhead lunge. I'll pull the workout up one more time here in case you guys want to see. With that hanged overhead, I do like the plate or dumbbells going in between the knees. If you're using a barbell, you could just treat it like a hang snatch. So obviously not going in between the knees with a barbell. So like I said, if you have a plate and dumbbells, I would probably use the plate for the reverse lunges. And I think it'd be okay to use the dumbbell for the hang to overhead. If you're using dumbbells, you should be able to do 21 reps in a row or close to with whatever weight you're using. Kathy, just make sure the arms are going to be locked out when you do that one too. Starting about 3 minutes here. If you're like me, that overhead's really tight, I like to just do some deep breathing with something overhead, trying to focus on keeping my rib cage down while I'm breathing and not ending up like that, right? Ideally, the body's going to be in a straight line with the overhead position. I'm thinking cap 9 on this. Yeah, we're going 9-minute time cap. I think there's potential to get this done in, let's see, like 6. 9 would be tough cap. All right, we're going 10-minute cap. Give us that extra minute. As always, if you finish early, make sure you get into something like a child's pose or do some additional core work. Or you can just sit and watch everyone else. That's fine too. All right, 10-minute cap, you're starting with 21 overhead reverse lunge on one side and 21 overhead reverse lunge on the other side, 21 hanged overhead, and then 15, 15, 15, 9, 9, 9. Boom, done. I think a good goal for us is to try to keep that plate overhead for the entire duration of the lunges. Be very hard, but that's a really good goal for those of us who want to push. All right, we're going in 10-minute cap. 2, 1, and go. And we want knee to ground, full lockout at the top. Rucker, I want you to get through your 21s with that overhead, and then you can hold that chest after. Nice job, Jill. Good Sherry, good Kevin. Awesome position overhead there. Job, Mike. Remember, you really utilize the hips on that hanged overhead. Want to save the shoulders as much as you can. Nice, Kayla. Good, Jill. Make sure those arms are locked out in the overhead. Good boy, Rucker, almost there. Job, Mike. Job, Streeter. What's going on? Big push on those 15s now. We can hold that plate overhead all day. Job, Nikki. Keep reaching to keep those arms locked out. Nice, Kev. Nice work, Jelaine. Job, Rucker. Lockout looks good up top. There you go, Streeter. Nice, Kathy. Job, Jill. Those are looking great. Nice, Rucker. Got 3 minutes left here to finish. Nice, Streeter. Awesome lunges. Job, Rucker. Keep chipping away at it. Atta boy. Good lockout up top. Nice. Thirty seconds. Let's go, Rucker. Try to get 5 more. Yeah, that's time. Guys, great job. You can type the score in the chat or just shout it out at me. And then we'll go into child's pose to start. We'll do 1 minute of that. We'll start the child's pose in 30 seconds. You guys can start your child's pose. Just about 30 seconds left here in the child's pose. Rutger, Eric, I'm waiting on you guys. If you have scores. Oh, they might be gone already. They're gonzoed. All right, you guys are good on the child's pose. Let's go into a pigeon for 1 minute each side. That's what we'll finish with. Pigeon, just gonna cross that front shin and then lean forward into it.
All right, Marines are out. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Sherry. We're gonna go 30 more seconds on this leg. Guys, any comments on that? Loved it, hated it. Nothing. One thumbs up, I'll take it.
It made my heart rate go up really fast.
Right.
It was good, Alex. This is Jane.
Awesome, Jane. You guys can switch legs on the pigeon. I know for me personally, anytime anything's overhead, heart rate's going to spike because I just can't breathe as well in that position.
Yeah.
Some people just look like Gumby overhead. Looks nice, looks comfortable almost. So in this case, Gumby's a good thing. You don't want to look like Gumby on a deadlift.
For the overhead, it's nice if you have the bigger plates, so you don't have to be so close. I have these just small ones that makes it a little bit harder.
Super narrow.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's it. Awesome job. I do have to pop off pretty quick right now, but if you have any quick questions, let me know. Thanks for joining me. Happy
Thanks,
Monday.
Alex. Thanks, Alex. Have a